commentators, they don't give enough love to scrums. They don't give enough juice to it, like how important it is to our game. You're just watching, thinking, these guys just smashing each other, pushing. Once Americans start to understand it a little bit more, just a little bit more, we'll be able to talk about footwork, how he moves his hands, how he twists his body and things like that. And that's where you get the joy and the pleasure out of it, because it's these little details. You are just coming together, pack of eight, but it's very much about your setup, how your footwork is, how I load my weight across, how he loads his weight across, and then the snap. Same thing, snap the ball, crouch, bind, set, just bang. Full power, as much pressure forward as you can. That's where the intensity of it comes. And you just got to give every bit of energy that you've got, and you're just pushing. Yeah, there's more technical shit to it, and there's stuff that you probably need to figure out. But there's nothing better feeling than when you hit a scrum and you feel like, I'm gonna send this cunt to the moon.
We're talking football, we're talking rugby, let's go.
Three, two, three, Hound!
We're at IBJI MRI screening for my bicep, which I've injured on Saturday night. 10 years of playing pro rugby, you end up having a few. I can't really remember the moment that it happened. It was in the first half, probably 25 minutes in. I've just felt something in my bicep, a bit sore. I think I made 2 more tackles and I just couldn't wrap my arms around the bloke. Old Kyle come running on the field and he looked at my bicep and he could see that it had retracted and said he'd better come off the field. I sort of said, I don't know if I want to. The doc thought that my bicep could be torn. So that's why we're here, to get a scan and hopefully rule out that it's not a bicep tear. The technicians, they don't let anything on after. They're not allowed to tell you what's the issue, so now it's just the waiting game. Hopefully Dr. Wetters gets a chance to take a look at it real quick. He's going to give me a phone call as soon as he can and we'll see what happens.
Whitey is, to me, a kind of unique guy in the locker room. Guy who plays with all the emotion and brings a truly unique toughness among a very tough squad of men. Whitey wants to win the game that he's in. He wants to win for the boys. He wants to win for us every chance he gets. There's no let up in that man. Then when he's done, embodies the beauty of this game. The meanest man on the pitch then comes off, and as I'm going up to shake his hand, brushes right by me to shake my son's hand. It's that kind of heart that makes this game unique. There's very few ambassadors for the game or for the Hounds better than Luke White.
I've just been called and told that I've got an appointment for surgery on Wednesday. So the doctor explained to me that if it is surgery, he said 3 to 6 months recovery. Yeah, so I'm just trying to process it all now in my brain. I've already had a call from the surgery centre saying I'm booked in for Wednesday morning.
Hi, Luke. Yeah, thank you for calling back. We just got notification that you're coming in on Wednesday.
I mean, you're confirming it for me, so I didn't know that.
I didn't tell you yet.
What a way to find out that you're having surgery. A receptionist calls you and says, Luke, you're having surgery. I just, it's terrible timing with the USA stuff and then playoffs. Chicago's first time in the playoffs. That was a pretty wild way to find out that I was having surgery. Another heartbreaking thing for me, and all I want to do is just be on that field with my mates. For something to happen so close to the pinnacle of the season and something I've been working hard for over the year, that was tough. Definitely up there with one of the toughest things I've had to endure during my career. Everything you do is to be on the field for those 80 minutes. To have that taken away from you, it's tough to deal with. Unfortunately, because of the injury, I'll miss the Pacific Nations Cup. The epitome of rugby and playing rugby is to represent your country. USA's home to me now. It's another opportunity to represent the USA. The injury was the night before we went into Eagles camp for the American series against Romania and Scotland, so Yeah, it was pretty heartbreaking.
He's back on the provisional roster for Team USA and then tears his bicep in Miami, our last game of the year. Instead of leading us into the playoffs and then going to Romania and Scotland where he was going to play minutes, his season's over. You know, it was rugby in a nutshell.
He knows he has those opportunities in Scotland and Romania. He knows he has career-making international appearances coming, and he plays so hard he tears his muscle off the bone to win for us. There's no let up in that man. I've got nothing but admiration for the man. He's willing to go out there and do it. He does it with a smile.
He's going to give you maximum hustle, drive, grit for every minute he's on the field. There's nothing that rugby players respect more than that attitude, which is not saving anything. You just play as hard as you can for as long as you can. And that's our culture. We hope. That's what Chicago is. You talk about Nate, talk about Noah. These guys are from the Midwest and they're U.S. players. Luke White's from Australia and plays for Team USA because he's been here and stayed here for 5 years and became eligible to play for the U.S. and cried during the national anthem.
We finished the last home game with Miami and got the win. 3 wins in a row. Super excited. And then very next day, we were straight into USA camp.
Dylan Fawcett, the butcher, he's another guy that there's absolutely no quitting that man. A sort of insane dedication to excellence at all times. The guy's been in the MLR for a huge number of years and is the leading try scorer in the league over that time.
You know, I'm still very proud Irishman. Couldn't be more proud to represent this great nation. It's extremely special. They gave me a chance. I'm prepared to give everything back. I'm now representing my kids and my wife.
I really admire Carty's resilience more than anything. His commitment to the game, his commitment to the club, the commitment to the players that he's playing next to, his willingness to weather those storms.
We want to do the best we can, and then like the 2 lads said, I think if you go out and put on a good performance and you play the right way, that's gonna, you know, might inspire 1 or 2 kids to say, I want to go to rugby practice next week.
Well, it is an exciting time to be a USA Eagles fan. The American Series starts tonight. It is your Eagles taking on Romania.
We are just about set to kick off. The teams get closer to doing battle.
But he works hard to come around the corner, gets some good go-forward momentum, and carries 2 or 3 white jerseys over the line with him.
Now the USA touches down 5 points to open up the score in there, and it looks like it was Jamison Nana Schultz. So it's 7-0 on the next play. Just about 6 minutes gone in this contest. Ball a little wide now. Now they've got a runner. Ball's coming in here. Great work happening. Here comes Romania. Romania to touch this one down.
What an excellent answer is right by Romania to put themselves right back in this game. And so far we've got 2 tries. And they're going to have a shot for 3 to take the first lead of the game.
That one is through, so we're all tied up at 10 again. Early penalty here for Romania. 3 points, a lead change. Romania 13, USA 10, 3 minutes gone, USA to kick off. Get a little wild at Bonnie. Bonnie gets it to McGinty. McGinty wraps around. McGinty scores the try. USA fans are at their best. Good little chip through there from Mitch Wilson. Gets the ball to Augsburger. Can the Minnesota natives get it? The referee's going to bring it back. We have an offside on the offense again. Just a little too eager, the Eagles. Penalty to Romania. Puts it to the front. Assistant referees say it's good. Lead change at 68.5 minutes. 21-20. Romania leads. McGinty to put this one through. There is 50 seconds on the game clock. A critical moment here for the USA Eagles. And it is no good. A 2-point win over the United States Eagles for Romania. What a tense end to this matchup.
We got to play Romania last week. We lost 22-20. Close game, a game we probably felt like we should have won. We're into our second test match, which is the American Series. We're here to take on a Tier 1 nation in Scotland. These opportunities don't come too often, so it's a pretty big match for us. This is what it's all about. I don't ever take it for granted because it's that honor of getting to represent and be considered one of the best in the country. It's just great fuel, man, and I love it.
We play Scotland tomorrow. Obviously nervous, but excited. I think Scotland have got a very good team out. It's not like they've rested anyone or pulled any punches. Delighted to get going. Can't wait for it.
Pretty cool to be here playing against the best in the world, you know, like the Tier 1 nations. We only get one of these a year, you know, if we're lucky.
Our nation's capital, the USA Eagles, their second test match here in the 2024 Summer and Fall Series. A massive match tonight as they welcome in Scotland.
Yeah, it's a dream come true. Pretty surreal experience and obviously a huge honor and a privilege to be taking the field for the U.S. in my country. So really excited for the opportunity, but yeah, massive experience. It's a big occasion. You know, the emotions will come, I'm sure, but I'm hoping to just keep calm up until game time. It's a huge responsibility and privilege. This group has an opportunity to do something really special, and to grow the game, you need to give them performances they can be proud of.
It's a very exciting time for rugby, exciting time for DC, and to have the amount of crowd we're going to have, it's going to be absolutely unreal.
So here we go from Audi Field, second test of the Summer Series. U.S. trying to come up with another defensive play here. Gets in, gets it free to the back. Good ball. Here, there he goes. That ties him.
And that's the first try on the board.
So they get free and get one down. Great effort. Now Bodie gets it down. And the U.S. is on the board. Listen to the roar.
That's what they needed.
Here they come. Beautiful ball inside. And they're going to take that
one in. Unfortunately, Nate Osberger looks like he has taken a hit on that knee that's strapped for him, but I really hope that's not serious.
Nate Osberger coming off, and you can see clearly that right leg, the wrap on it. is the match as Scotland wins 42-7, defeating the U.S.
Scotland ranked 8th team in the world. Tough game, 2 tough results in a row. Worrying to see Nate limp off the field, but we're hopeful and we'll see how that goes. He's got 5 or 6 days to recover and turn around before we play New Orleans away. But from a business perspective, it's about 18,000 people supporting the US Eagles. This is a great stamp on where we need to be and where we want to be in the future. That's what's going to make a difference in 2031 when we host this World Cup in America.
Back to Chicago.
It just starts with that one kid coming in, seeing a banner as you're driving by and just going, man, what's that? They look it up on the internet, it goes from there, and the interest just multiplies. They come to a game, they see how exciting, how loud, how fun, how much energy there is in the stadium.
We're all about inspiring the 2031 generation to play the sport, and that when we have a World Cup on home soil, that we have a good performance. And there's nothing more inspirational than being in our nation's capital and looking around and seeing the sacrifice of so many before us.
The World Cup is the 3rd biggest attended, revenue-generating sports event on the planet. Rugby World Cup sits there in number 3. In 2031, when USA has the Rugby World Cup, those stands are filled. People know what a rugby ball is. People know what rugby is. And they see that MLR is the breeding ground of that domestic talent that plays in that professional tournament, then goes for that individual to play for the USA. Then that takes them to be successful at a Rugby World Cup.
Largely due to what MLR has accomplished in their partnership with World Rugby, with Anthem, we have this window where we are now aligned and taken seriously on the world stage, and everyone needs America to work.
The Anthem is a joint venture between World Rugby and Major League Rugby. It's really the first step in the build towards the 2031 and 2033 Rugby World Cups. The idea is that the project develops players who are ready to compete in 2031 to give us a shot at being ready to win on home soil. Major League Rugby is the most important source of talent for the U.S. national team. 95% of our Eagles play week over week in Major League Rugby.
The MLR is on track and is building nicely. I think the scale and the speed is exceptionally important. We're building the sport towards the World Cup that the US is going to host. I had the good fortune with my business partner Ryan Patterson of financing the US bid for that. We got to play an important role in the success of that bid, and proud to be part of that and excited about what opportunity it brings both for the sport and I think for the US generally as far as rugby goes. The crowds are coming along, broadcasting, the rugby network and all the things that go into building the information behind the sport have grown, and that means that you're getting a lot more people asking about the game and watching the games.
MLR is different because America is different. When we started, there were a group of people who saw a vision for what this could be. So these are people who were passionate, understood the power this game has in terms of its values, in terms of its ability to unite communities and cross barriers that builds on the values of that game.
I've been in rugby for more than 40 years. I keep coming back, I keep trying to escape, and I still get sucked back in because it's so fun, but it's also life-changing. This really gives us an opportunity to continue that conversation, to continue to build. The on-field product is absurdly awesome entertainment. People are like, this is accessible, this is unique, this is authentic in the American sporting landscape, and that is catching on fire.
But in rugby, you need to make sure there's a culture that enables them to play together. Chicago did not play together in their first year. This feels different. This feels like a Chicago team who have had that time, who feel close, understand what they want to achieve, both in terms of success in the MLR, but also how they want to play. Chicago have gone from being very average at the beginning of the season, but are crescendoing into what is believed to be the peak opportunity for them to get form going into the championship playoff series. The reality is culture, performance, strength and depth, and coming together at the right time. Those small margins and those games where literally you are just finding a way to win, that is the difference between ultimately a championship winning side and a side that just slips away and doesn't find themselves going forward.
We literally went through every emotion you could. We played some of the best and the worst rugby that you can find in MLR. We started playing better, and we're 4-4, and we're about to play the best team in the competition.
Come on, Hound!
and we win on the road. And it's by far the best game we've ever had. It also came down to the wire. You know, we made all the plays we needed to make, and we're feeling top of the world.
The Hounds have done it.
And then all the momentum gets sucked out of the club.
That is it.
We lost New Orleans and DC. You know, and then we got one more game against Houston, who's the best team in the competition. We're playing great against them.
That is just wonderful play from the Chicago back line.
I think Billy's back for that game. We lose by 1. And we were facing the possibility, a very real possibility, of missing the playoffs. Like, that was not an acceptable outcome. I love it. I want to win, but nowhere near as much as Luke White does. Nowhere near as much as Charlie Abel does.
Yes!
He's like, I'm tired of the hugs when we lose games.
I hate losing.
I hate losing that way.
Oh, God, Charlie's the best. I think that there's just not a better character. And I mean that in terms of his humor, his leadership. Everyone's happier when Charlie's around. He just brings such a joy to the room. He makes the community better. In our locker room, give me 20 more guys like Charlie. He's an awesome guy.
As big as he is and as big as he plays, he's the guy out there, his heart's bigger than he is.
Charlie Abel, I got a lot of time for that guy. I respect the hell out of Charlie as a player. Guy's an incredible athlete. You know, his nickname is Horse, Charlie Horse.
Been amazing to watch him grow, and now he's another leader in the squad. He looks after all our players' social meetings. He's someone that is unapologetically himself every day of the week. He works extremely hard, and he's now become probably one of the best props in the league.
I mean, he's extremely physical. I love the way that he plays the game. He's a tough guy. He's a great dude, too. Family man, dad, husband, great sense of humor. He's a kind person. He's a big sweetheart. One of the great parts about being involved in this organization is all the different characters, and Charlie's certainly one of them.
I love that guy. I have a deep love for him. He really is a great man. I reckon the way he looks at things are completely opposite the way I look at things. So he balances me out lovely. He really is just a breath of fresh air to be around.
He is one of the most spontaneous, funniest characters. I think he's probably the funniest one on the team. Unbelievable guy, man. The way he is on the field is the way he is off the field. He doesn't take things too seriously. He's just out there to have a good time and, you know, get things done.
Crazy season. You got to sort of be mentally tough enough to get through those situations. Any team that wants to accomplish something good, you got to buy in. You have to have a good connection, especially in rugby. Like the guy next year, you got to trust him. You got to trust that if I'm going to do my role, he's going to do his role. Last year, season started rough.
Not the first time they've been in the red zone.
As a team, we just never really got going anywhere. One of the games, the last game, probably the ugliest game of rugby that's ever been played. Ever. Good lads, though. Great vibe. Just couldn't get the rugby together. So I came to America because when it initially started, the MLR, I thought, man, that looks like fun. After the first year, I really liked America. I really liked the rugby here. Honestly, for me, playing here in the States, I love it. But it's like so many people make sacrifices for you to play this stupid game that I love. The biggest thing about this season for me was like, my wife was amazing. Like I had my third child this year. Yeah, my wife, she really sacrifices heaps for me. And my kids too, to be fair, because they don't get to see me as much as they probably want to. And
it can be very isolating. I'm obviously home all the time with the kids. And most days I don't have anyone else to talk to, except for kids that they can't really answer back, you know? Well, they do.
Are you all right? Get out of here, you. So I live here with my wife, Logan. I have 3 kids. My oldest son, his name is Hikairo. Then I got my daughter, Reikura, and my recent baby was born this year. Her name is Kaimani. That's us, our little tribe here hanging out in Chicago. The sacrifice that she makes and my kids make, it's pretty massive. There's not really a way I could make up for it or justify it besides that I love this game. And I don't know if that's really enough, but I just hope that she loves me enough to keep doing it. You're just trying to beat me up. You're not even giving me hugs. But my wife and I we have a history of having miscarriages. And after the third, my wife had this dream that we had a son and his name was Hikairo. In her dream, she felt it was like so real. Before he was even thought about, we had that name, Hikairo, which is after
the grandson of Māori King, Eitan. So yeah, that's the kids and their names. Growing up, there's like 3 things. It's God, family, and rugby. That's all my dad. That's him. You know, sometimes that order feels a little bit different because rugby just seemed very important growing up. Rugby's always been a part of my life, and I kind of want to keep that feeling of playing rugby and keep the game part of my life as long as I can, I guess. See, it's tough to say why I love it, but I do. I love the physical aspect of it. I love putting your body on the line. Everyone's cheering, the lads come smack your head. So there's moments like that, right? The relationship you have with mates, the competitiveness, the physicality, the game in general is just so fun. The feeling, what's the feeling? The feeling is the feeling of, say you win a game, the adrenaline's just pumping, the emotions are high, you're feeling good, you're trying your best to keep a clear mind. Don't know how to describe it, to be fair, but that's why you sort of love rugby, just the feeling of it. I don't know how to explain how much you love it, I guess.
It's obviously one of the tightest groups I've been a part of off the field, which always helps on the field. I've got some of my absolute best mates here. There's a tight group off the field of family and friends. Always will do anything to help this team grow and to get wins on the weekend. It's a beautiful part about this sport. People they give anything to be a part of it. That's why I love it. Just the passion people bring.
Charlie is just tough, and I love tough players in any sport, especially rugby where it's required of you, but there are some guys who are just hard men.
He'll give you everything in the gym, he'll give you everything around the park. He'll complain a lot and he'll gripe a lot, but I think it's just his way of kind of having a little break on the field and getting his breath back. He's one of those guys, like, everyone loves him, you want him in the dressing room, and I'm excited to do another season with him. He doesn't look like he can go for 80 minutes, you might say, but he's a beast. He's got that dog in him as well. He'll give you everything.
This year, I played a couple games 80 minutes, right, during the middle, and you're fucked. You're gassed. Sorry, can I say that on this? Absolutely. Okay, you're fucked, all right? But you look to the stands, and no one actually cares that you're tired. Not a single person on your team, on their team, in your coaching box, medical stuff. They don't care that you're tired. It'd be nice to, at least at the end of the year, if we won the whole thing, at least she's like, it's all good. That we do all this effort and sacrifice for us to win the whole thing.
There was a culture where we kept changing things in our roster, and the players were off balance. They didn't know where they sat on the team sheet. They were often surprised. Rob changed that right away. He kind of chose the group, decided who was going to play where. People knew what their roles were.
I went to every away game. I was in the locker room. I wanted to see what was going on so that I could have a better understanding of exactly the forces that Sam was under and exactly what was going on in the locker room. I could tell the locker room was lost.
And I didn't love Rob when we first met. Like, he and I butted heads. I was like, who is this guy? Rob was from a place where you just told people what you thought of their performance. And these guys were like MLR royalty, not used to being talked down to. But the way that Rob treated those 3 guys was, I'm going to make you better, and I'm going to tell you what you think. They knew that coaches don't get fired when players play well. And then Rob came in, and it was immediately rebuild. That's how leadership takes place in sports. You demand the most out of the people that can handle the most.
Just do it.
Bro,
You're here.
Get something, bro. Get something.
I am getting something.
You're here, bro. If you don't do it now, you won't be back for months.
Even if it was like, without the spikes, I kind of like the A just like that.
Yeah, leave, just cut this part off
Yeah.
and leave those 2. Yeah, that's totally fine. Super easy.
Sweet, bro.
And then here's 3 sizes for these.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Would that work?
Yeah, like that? Yeah, I think that looks great. I'm pretty much ready whenever you want to come back. So you're on the Chicago Rugby?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. How long have you been here?
This is my 2nd year.
Oh, cool. Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah? Hell
Love
yeah.
it.
All right, man. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Have you been playing rugby forever?
Yeah.
I didn't really think about the correlation of pain in rugby and then getting tattoos. You just get used to it.
Yeah.
Off that part. That hurt. You got it. Yeah, apparently so.
You're strong, soldier.
Squeeze. They're so sweaty.
Oh, yeah.
You have to get injections before games and stuff. I can't stand them.
Injections?
Yeah, if you're sore, you get like pain injections.
I had a kid like 8 weeks ago,
Oh, wow, really? Congrats, man.
so I'm just dad life now, you know?
Yeah. So you're cutting loose, huh?
Yeah, I might have 2 beers.
Yeah. What's your kid's name?
Alfie.
Oh, cute.
That's what the age.
The A, yeah, hell yeah.
You hyped on it?
Yeah, I'm stoked. That's so sick, bro. Yeah, I like come out so good. That with the jersey? Yeah.
All right,
Come on,
brother. Are you ready for me to start?
Here we go. Is that Kintsugi?
Just some subtle. The Bulldog was my dad's nickname for the UFC. It's always been like a thing in our family. He always gets like Bulldog gifts, this and that. Sunset in there is for my mom, because we always like sending each other sunset since like middle school. It's awesome. Absolutely, dude. The idea I had with the Bulldog, you just knocked it out of the park.
There is a big energy shift. I've felt that since that San Diego win. That was a big one for us. We've only been together a year and a half. You look at the progression that we made from last year to this year, it's unrecognizable.
It's a pretty successful season for a second-year team. NOLA made the playoffs for their first time this year. This is their 7th year.
This is the first time the club has made the playoffs. I feel for me there's an air of confidence. I'll be able to compete pretty hard.
We're going to do that, Freddie. Just need to officially fight him. Boys, I want it to see me fucking ferocious. The whole game to them is a fucking blur. And we're fucking on. We're dialed on. It's rare in professional sport when you can see a team radically changes its identity. Where the energy in the room and the personalities in the room change radically in a week. And we had that. Let's get on this bus, go to fucking work.
First ever playoffs. I think we all knew that we should have been this good all year.
I do really think we're at a turning point. On the flip side of the coin, it can be the end of a season too.
We're going in probably as the underdogs, and we quite like that.
Not being on the field is definitely up there with one of the toughest things I've had to endure. We proved ourselves right because we always knew that we would get there, and we proved a lot of people wrong by getting there.
We love it. You have to love it. You have to love what you do, or you can't be what you need to be for the team.
At least on the whole for this group, we're going to work hard, we're going to play hard. Guys really care and want to play well. I mean, that's what I knew. Yeah, this is a team that wants it.
It's a different animal when you're in the postseason.
Anything can happen. It's the first time, like you said, for both these two teams. NOLA's red hot coming in, won 7 of their last 9, and Chicago hasn't lost since they made that head coach change with Rob Weber at the helm.
Are we here? Are we now? Do not let it pass you by, boys. The way you do that, do your job. We hit to fucking hurt, and we carry to fucking hurt, because they're going to do it to you. 1, 2, 3, house!
All the turmoil, the drama, the coaching change. Rob Weber comes in. They haven't lost since he's been their head coach. They're 3-0, and 2 sides making their first ever appearance in the Major League Rugby playoffs. We're underway. The Chicago team can score with the best of them in MLR. Rodney Yona going to the tee here, Mike, here in the 6th minute, looking to put the first points on the board here.
Definite chip shot for him, and there it is, straight through.
Short ball, nothing picked up now. Here's a break for New Orleans. Nola goal, they're off and running right on cue. The guy we just talked about, Jordan Jackson Hope, dives in and docks it down. Nola's on top.
There's some pressure involved, but our messaging this week is pressure is good for us. We just need to go out there and do our role, and that's what the boys are doing.
Oh, come on. Started not dwelling on the past, just went with the future, just took every day by day, you know, and just looked to enjoy it.
Here they go. The Butchers got it under the left arm, in the back, now switching to the right. Chicago trying to continue to push. Augsburger comes in. Just about everybody in there for the Hounds toward the line. Green's there, left side of your screen. Got the arm. And this match is tied with a conversion kick coming.
Walk away, walk away, walk away, walk away. Walk away, walk away.
Right kick, good. To hang on to that ball, heavy tackle right at the halfway line. And the Chicago player, you see, needs some medical help.
Clear missing tackle, driven him into the ground. It's going to be a yellow card for well.
Yellow card, the kick from Cardi up, and the kick is true. Trying to get it right there, it goes into the hands of Augsburger, and he knocks it down. Oh, timely play. Nate the Great gets it down, and Chicago gets 5 more. It's 23-16.
Let's engage. Let's be in the moment. Let's be red alert. Watch the fucking ball, whether it's in the ruck or in the air. And then we go forward, and we fucking win this game.
We've worked too fucking hard, sacrificed too fucking much, been through too much as a group to let this one slip. Yeah. Let's fucking level up.
McCarthy, dangerous ball, nearly taken away. Here's Carlson out. Gets him going one way or the other. Here comes Meeks in support. Billy Meeks to the try zone and down. His first try of the season, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Hounds.
Augsburger literally stood still at center field. If you're Nola, you cannot let that happen.
Good job on the lift. Here comes Nola. They got a break. Here they come. Another opportunity. They're still charging ahead. Broken tackle. Let's take it in. Jonah Mo. Come the Hounds. The big man. Back to Higgins. Higgins is in. Jason Higgins puts it down. A hard fought one, but it's Chicago comes away with a dominant 45-21 win.
Just want to say quickly, hey, not for a second in the last 2 weeks did I think we were going to come here and lose. Not for a fucking second in that game did I think we were going to lose. I'm so fucking proud of this group. Best thing is, we're just getting fucking started. One more big game, we're off the big dance. Fucking awesome. Be proud of the effort today.
It's my favorite part of you as an owner is you actually give a fuck. And for a long time, we had owners in not just this league, in any sport, that were happy to be sitting in the box and writing the check and be part of it. You have become so emotionally invested in this club and into this league.
Driven because of the sacrifice that I saw the players putting in. So I'm grateful for the comment, and I feel that from the guys too. And that's the reward for me, is like putting these guys in a position to succeed. And I would hate for anyone to ever look at us and be like, ownership is why we didn't win. And the sacrifice that these guys make, they work as hard, they train as hard, they get hit as hard. They're sacrificing life and limb as if they played NFL football, and yet they're getting paid as if they're blue-collar employees, and the effort isn't any different. And so I feel a stewardship towards them. I want the league to get better. I want us to be recognized on the national stage as one of the best clubs anywhere. I want to compete with the best clubs anywhere. I want, when the World Cup comes to the U.S., for Americans to already have seen championship quality rugby. That we should be competing for a championship. And that's what we're going to do.
My personal expectation is always that we're going to win. That means winning on the pitch. That means winning the commercial. That means winning with fans. That means winning in ticket sales. My expectation is that we will always win, and we work backwards from there to figure out how to get there. And we did the work in the offseason.
I just want to be respected coming off the field for what we built. And for our players, win, lose, or draw, I want them to know that they were in a fight and that this club earned the respect. And that's our job. That's where we're the stewards of this. And I think that's what it used to be like in professional sports.